Get set. The race is going green. There's the green flag.
Matt Tifft is here. Finally, I remember to do it. So we're racing at Loudon, and for some reason, wow, that's weird. Wait a second. Why were we on the back row by ourselves?
Still there.
Did I just see that? Well, anyway, you may have noticed I qualified last, as I was just pointing out. And the reason for that is, boy oh boy, did qualifying not go well. I was trying to figure out a setup to get the car to not drive like an absolute dump truck, and I couldn't figure it out. So I just did one lap of qualifying, said screw it, simulated the AI, and I was last. So, oh boy. Oh boy. So yeah, we're racing at New Hampshire, or Loudon, or whatever you want to call it. And we're just going to try to work our way up through the field as best we can and see where the cards shake out. Thankfully, I guess one of the few races I'm actually thankful for this feature, the darn, whoops, David swore. The darn, I'm not even going to censor that. Come on. I was talking about beaver dams. But anyway, yeah, the friggin' adaptive AI, yeah. That actually is kind of helpful here when I'm genuinely off the pace. But as you can see, we're still getting raced pretty hard by the AI. And Mears is down to the inside. Can we make it 4 wide? Let's try to use that cheater line, and I couldn't quite do it there, so we'll just use the Benedetto as a bit of a turning vein. Does that even make any sense? Whoops. And lock up the brakes. Get underneath Danica, who is running the Nature's Bakery scheme both here and in real life. No Busch beer scheme, I just reminded myself as I saw the Miller Lite car, as we do go 4 wide that time. And we'll just use Casey Mears just a little bit. Tried to anyway. Didn't quite work out that way, but yeah, no Busch beer scheme in this race. But I'm pretty sure there will be quite a few more Busch beer schemes by the end of the season. I think that's where they modeled all of the Busch beer schemes, if that makes sense, for kind of the last season races. That's why we got those free DLC packs in the first place, is because they were all end of the season licensees, and they couldn't get a DLC sold, so they just made it a patch, and boom, we got free DLC. I doubt we will be getting a lot of free DLC for NASCAR Heat 2. I feel like I really want to make a I'm worried about NASCAR Heat 2 video. I think I will be making that at some point, because there's a lot of concerns I have regarding the future of NASCAR Heat as a franchise after seeing some of the gameplay footage that has been released through IGN and GameSpot and what's not, whatchamacallit, all those reputable outlets. It's not looking too good at the moment, so we're just gonna have to wait and see, but hopefully I'll be able to collect all my thoughts together and put them into a video, because the more I talk about it out loud, the more I think, yes, this video needs to be made. It's not gonna be like a Daytona Day video where I'm just being merciless for merciless sake. I really do have some legitimate complaints, you know, that really need to be addressed. Otherwise, I'm feeling we're just going to get NASCAR Heat Evolution with trucks and Xfinity. Like I kind of said I feared. I don't remember what video that was, but I remember I said it. And I'm a little bit worried that that's what we're going to end up getting. But anyway, that's another video for another time. We are losing positions quite quickly here at New Hampshire, and that's not going to help, just driving up into the wall for no reason. Okay, that was close. Okay, we need to be off this top line, because that's not working. So down on the cheater line, get it turned. Very nice, at least for now. It is nice to hear Matt Tifft, even though it's just him saying still there instead of Bobby Labonte. But I guess it's a change of pace. You guys in the comments really wanted it, and thank you to those of you who helped me find the menu that you can actually change the spotter. Turns out I already had Matt Tifft, and I've probably had him for months. But as we finish up NASCAR Heat in the next couple races, it'll be nice to hear at least somebody different for that period of time. We just can't get up to Regan Smith, and my car is just all over the place.
Stay high.
We
Still there.
lose position and then gain it back from Danica Patrick. You know, I did a 3-hour race in Project Cars yesterday. I didn't record it. It was just kind of my own private career mode. It's a 3-hour race at Monza for the European Le Mans Series. I was driving an LMP2 car. It was wonderful. I was able to keep the car on the road. Was fastest in my class, 2 seconds faster than the competition. I probably should have turned the AI up a little bit, but whatever. It was more of a feeling of accomplishment, racing and winning a 3-hour race on a Xbox One controller. That's definitely an accomplishment, and and that's the thing. It's like doing a 75-lap race in this game is not rewarding. Even, you know, in Project Cars, even if you finish 28th, which I'm running right now, and you run a race for 3 hours, you still have the feeling of accomplishment that you did something. And this game doesn't have that feeling. I'm not sure exactly where that placement is and how, you know, you can get that feeling in a game. I don't know, I guess the driving aspect of this game is just not as satisfying, and I'm not sure what they need to do to fix that, or if they even will try to fix it. Because I saw a video from What If Racing that seemed to, it was his complaint video where everybody in the comments decided to say, "Oh, go buy iRacing," which is literally the most stupid response to legitimate grievances with NASCAR Heat I've ever heard in my entire life. But anyway, What If pointed out that they still have the wall glitches and some of the wonky physics from NASCAR Heat Evolution, which definitely concerns me. Again, I'll have to do a little bit more of investigating for myself to do my own video. But I thought What If did a good job when he did his video, because it was quite detailed, and I think he got a lot of the points that I want to make out of the way. But at the same time, there are still things I am worried about. As we're just catching up to retired Scott. I'm guessing we're gonna get lapped here in a few laps. I was trying to look at fuel mileage. That's not gonna help anything.
Car high.
And we're getting lapped. I knew it was coming, but there goes Matt Kenseth. He's put a lap on us as I just completely decided to almost lose the car under braking. By the way, I was going to think of another thing. This is going to be another thing I bring up in my video, but I just need to get this out there. Friggin' split screen, really? That's the big feature that we're going to be promoting? Split screen? It's not 1994 anymore, folks. We have a thing called online multiplayer where you can race 40 cars and against 40 different people. They already implemented that in the first game. Why do you need split screen, and why is it a big feature? Oh boy. Again, things like that make me very worried. But anyway, wait for the video. I'm gonna explain my thoughts in much more detail. So remember how we just got lapped by Kenseth? Well, we just passed him because he was in the pits. We've got 3 laps to go on our fuel, and then we will have to make our own pit stop. But I have calculated, with my incredible calculation skills, as Matt Kenseth tries to wreck me. Apparently he's out of a job, by the way, too, that I just read on the old internet. But by my calculations, we're only going to have to make 3 stops. The leaders will have to make 4 stops. So that's an interesting little tidbit of information that may come in handy by the end of the race and help us gain some spots. And now here comes Regan Smith. Looks like he's coming into the pits as I just completely missed my braking marker. And here come the cars into the pits. So we're not going to take the lead because believe Kyle Busch, Matt Kenseth, and Kevin Harvick are ahead of me, and indeed they are. So that is going to be me down to 4th place. But on a fairly short track, even though people get triggered when I call mile ovals short tracks for some reason. I'll call it a fairly short track. Is that a good middle ground? But anyway, on a fairly short track, only losing a lap is not a bad thing. And by the way, being in 4th, also not too bad, because generally NASCAR Heat likes to bring yellows out just before you come into the pits. Oops, that is not the button I was looking for. Oh yeah, we've absolutely worn the front tires out. At least the front right. The right sides aren't too bad. Or the left sides aren't too bad. I could theoretically do right sides only, but I feel like that's something I would want to save for the last stop. And we just got a fuel alarm now. I feel like I could stay out one more lap, which I'm going to do, because I'm expecting NASCAR Heat to throw a yellow at me here very shortly. So I think it's best to stay out at least for this lap. And oh boy.
Carlo.
Well, we're definitely trying to bring out the yellow as Carl Edwards goes to the inside. Let's bounce off of Regan Smith. Actually, that was for position, so I'm guessing that's why cousin Carl was aggro Carl. Now, here we come into the pits. Hopefully, got a couple cars to the inside, a couple Hendrick cars. They just decided to slow down, probably because I was slowing down into the pits. But it's 45, and we'll get in there. All right, in for the first pit stop of the day under the green flag. 4 tires and fuel. A little bit of tape adding to the grill. And then we'll be back out and into the race. Be interesting to see where we cycle around. Looks like we're going to be cycling around to 40th, because I just saw cars go by that were at 36th spot. Nope, we're 29th, so not too bad. We can keep the car on the straight and narrow here. Coming up through the gears, okay. Well, alright, we've now got 24 laps to go on the fuel, theoretically. We definitely went way longer than 24 laps, though, on the last fuel stop. And it looks like the AI are rubber banding significantly. So, that's a good thing. I wonder when they're going to stop rubber banding. Oh, they're rubber banding probably because I'm a lap down. Even though I lost a lap legitimately. Therefore, the game should not be rubber banding the AI, but whatever. But since I was on the lead lap, I went into the pits and promptly lost a lap, and lost my lap back. Now the game has decided, oh, we need to slow the... Oh my god, look at this. Okay, I need to clip this for the game, or for my video, because this is exactly why
That was a great lap. All clear.
The catch-up or rubber banding or whatever you want to call it is absolutely ridiculous. Because now we're coming up behind Hamlin, who's in 8th place. Suddenly my car that couldn't get out of 29th place by itself is now running past some leaders. And we're going to get around some more leaders as well here in a second. As we go around Retired Scott, or at least try to go around Retired Scott. He makes it a little bit difficult. And maybe they're speeding up. I honestly can't tell. No, they're definitely not speeding up. Because that is, you know, part of the top 5 right in front of me. Jimmy Johnson and Dale Jr. and Joey Logano and all those guys are running in the top 10. And we're starting to catch them up pretty quickly here. As we're just about to get around Ryan Blaney, if we can. It seems like he's sped up significantly. So maybe, yeah, we're back. We're back. The rubber banding has stopped. As you saw, Denny Hamlin drive to the inside. Suddenly sped up very quickly. It's almost like he was attached to a rubber band to me. Seems like when I get around Blaney, it seems like when the rubber banding. So I guess the game thinks I need to be in 23rd position. That's interesting. And see, now Hamlin's gone. He is just gone. Despite the fact that I passed him pretty easily just a lap earlier. We almost lose the car. What lap even are we on? I didn't even see the last time we went around. Oh, there's a crash. Wow, okay. Are we going to get a yellow for Ryan Newman just sitting in the middle of the track? No? Okay. Well, that was almost exciting.
Stay low. Still there.
We bounce off the 23 car. Here comes retired Scott down to the inside. Apparently he came out of retirement, actually. He's running an Xfinity race, as far as I'm aware. I think I read that as well on the interwebs. Amazing. The place knowledge, and that is a crash for Joey Logano, and takes out Greg Biffle and Ryan Blaney, and we get a yellow. Wow. Now that actually was exciting. Alright, we didn't get a wave around. Curses. Well, what we might be ended up getting, though, is some rubber banding.
There's the green flag.
We'll see what happens here. We're 19th, so I don't know if they necessarily will give it to us.
Still there. Car high.
So we go underneath Dibby here. Try to, anyway. Good run.
Car high.
Right up in front of Paul Menard. Okay. Not too bad. Kyle Larson is on our lap, so we'll have to battle with him. Get that thing drifting down into the corner. Too much drifting. Okay, on the throttle. On the cheater line. Can't quite get to the back of Larson. So no rubber banding on this restart. It's a legitimate race. As we slide up the track just a little bit. The Benedetto coming to the inside. Didn't quite get there. And rub off of the outside wall. Down the backstretch. Now, if Ryan Ellis, would you please get out of my way?
Still there.
And we slide underneath. And just a little bit of a bounce. Not quite there. Side by side across the line. Battling with a lap car this time. And another yellow. Another yellow. Still got 17 laps on the fuel. No need to pit. Hopefully we can... Well, we didn't get a lucky dog because... Dang. We had one position to make up and we didn't get the lucky dog. Well, now we are the officially first car one lap down. So if we happen to get a lucky dog, we'll be in really good shape. Or we sure as heck can just make up the lap on our own, which would also be beneficial. Depends if the game wants to rubber band or not. Looks like the AI are just slowing each other down out of the corner, which will be able to at least get underneath Tony Stewart. Really have to almost lose control of the car down into turn back straightaway. Easy for me to say. Okay, right down to the yellow line. Just a little bit of a kiss underneath Tony Stewart. We're actually having a pretty good day, all things considered, at the moment. 25 laps to go. We will have to come in for a splash, but a splash is much better than a full 4 in fuel. Might actually end up working in our benefit, especially because these cars ahead of us are going to have to pit, and I'm pretty sure the cars behind us are also going to have to pit. So that's pretty much exactly where we need to be to not only maintain our position, but maybe even gain some spots, depending on how fast our last pit stop is. As Tony Stewart going around the outside, 24 laps to go. As we just completely bomb it into the corner. Rub on Tony Stewart just a little bit. That sounds wrong. And down the back straightaway. Alright, we've cleared Stewart, who's technically the car. Well, no, it's Larson. I was going to say Stewart is technically the car directly behind or ahead of us on the track. But he indeed is not. In fact, Kyle Larson is, because Kyle Larson is somehow on the lead lap. Not sure how that... Oh, well, I know how Kyle Larson's on the lead lap, but Tony Stewart was definitely the car ahead of him at some point. If that makes sense. As we almost get... Well, we did get kind of moved by Tony Stewart. And running the high line at Loudon is not really where we want to be. Though I kept it off the wall fairly effectively, at least. And I can't say that very much, as you guys know. Just touch that yellow line. You know, I'm telling you, I'm getting good corners You know, I'm driving through the corners fairly well. I just don't know why. It just seems like flat tracks, you just can't seem to go very fast in NASCAR heat. Especially when it's the career mode and you have a huge horsepower disadvantage, as I just completely ran to the wall in the straightaway because I looked away for half a second. So we're just right on the yellow line, just under it. Get that car turned by touching the flat of the apron, and now Greg Biffle is coming up behind me.
20 to go.
I also heard through the grapevine that Greg Biffle's in a little bit of trouble. A little bit of legal trouble, apparently. That's as much as I will say on this slightly less PG episode of NASCAR Heat Evolution, as Greg Biffle goes down to the inside and passes me fairly easily. I hope he doesn't have an onboard camera. I'm a little bit worried about that. But anyway, here comes Logano. I believe Logano is not on my lap, because he did have that crash. Put her in the wall pretty good there. As we completely slide the car and lose positioning to David Reagan and Matt DiBenedetto. Trying to check my fuel mileage. 10 laps to go on the fuel.
Stay low.
We still got a little bit of ways to go on that particular issue. But for whatever reason, suddenly the car is just completely not responsive, and everybody is passing me. So when we do end up pitting, it'll be 9 laps to go. So we'll be able to put on, hopefully, just right side tires, splash it, put a little splash of fuel in there, and get to the end. As, yes, Almirola is for position, and that's 21st, because of course it is. Because that's the position you have to finish when you're slightly off pace in NASCAR heat. So as it turns out, my car is a short run car because I'm just getting passed by literally everybody. And I just can't seem to find any lap time. I'm like 2 seconds off my fastest time. Car's just sliding and driving like a dump truck like it was in qualifying. There are cars pitting though, so we're getting that advantage. Hopefully when we actually make our stop here in a couple laps. Oh yeah, we're a lap down, so actually we're going to be able to stretch this just a little bit farther than I thought we were going to be able to previously.
Still there.
Now this will be interesting to see how this works out. We've got 3 laps on fuel to go. And obviously, if I keep doing that, we're not going to have any laps left on the tires. But I think we're in for maybe a top 20, top 15 finish if this goes the way I'd like it to go. Obviously 9 laps to go. Still 3 on the fuel. We're getting lapped again, so now we lose another. In fact, that's Kyle Busch in 3rd. What the heck? When did we get lapped before? That's awful weird. But anyway, yeah, I think we'll end up being in good shape. Just depending on when everybody pits, when we pit, how long it takes us in the pits, all of that good stuff. Here comes Happy Harvick to the outside. He's going to make that pass. Still no fuel alarm. So we're still good. Good to the good at the moment. Is that for position? I don't think it is. No, that's net the threat in 32nd. Not sure if Eric Jones behind me is for position either. I guess we'll just wait and see till he comes up to the inside. Nope, he's not going to be able to make the pass. We're going to use net the threat as a turn. And fuel alarm is now on. Got 6 laps to go or something like that as Carl Edwards just decides to dump me. And Jones was not for position, but there are just a ton of cars underneath me. Okay, now here we go. Time to make the stop to hopefully get into decent money and points positions, even though we're 4th in the chase with 2 wins. Today has not really been our day for various reasons.
Slow down.
Alright, 2 tires, half a can of fuel. It's going to be a very quick pit stop. 9.1 is the estimate. Probably going to be done with the fuel before the tires are done. Nope, just done with the fuel. as the tires finished up. It's 9 laps on our tank. We're down to 30th. Now, obviously, we're still waiting on cars to pit, and we're going to get the benefit, it looks like, of rubber banding. So with 5, we had 5 to go when we came into the pits.
Clear high.
As the car just completely decides to drift around the corner.
All clear.
Okay, we're up to 29th. And still rubber banding going on. We should gain some positions from cars pitting, I would think, but not yet.
Still there. Clear high.
Jimmy the Juggernaut, he's in 3rd. And going very slowly. This is just, oh boy.
Still there.
If there's not an option to turn this off in NASCAR Heat 2, it's just completely dead. It's completely dead to me. Because this is ridiculous. So ridiculous.
Stay high. Still there. You're all clear.
I turned the AI on hard. Does this look like AI that's on hard to you, folks? I asked that question, and I received the answer. They are not on hard.
Still
Okay.
there.
Okay, so Truex is the next car we need to pass, then Regan Smith, and I think Chase Elliott. We can probably pass those 3 in the next few laps.
2 to go.
As we're at 2 laps to go, so few laps has turned into 2 laps. So you bounce off the wall. Just do some wall riding, because apparently you can still do that at this track. Well, why haven't I been doing that all day? Okay, so Kyle Busch is the next car in line, and he's actually the leader. So... oh no! Oh god, no! That's a teammate! So we can actually theoretically do one more lap, we can get around Kyle Busch.
Last lap. All clear.
So we'll get around Kyle Busch. Oh boy. Well, that didn't work.
Carlo.
Maybe this will. Yeah!
Clear high.
Come on. Alright, a couple of positions there. So now we've got an extra lap. Assuming I don't completely crash. Extra lap in the bank. Can we pass Chase Elliott? Now I'm going to be mad if the game glitches.
Last lap.
Alright, there we go. We get the last lap twice. Kyle Busch literally just won the race. As we're absolutely drifting around the corner. And a battle with Chase Elliott here to the checkered flag for 24th position.
Stay low. Still there.
So we lock up the brakes, get it down in there. Here comes Elliott to the
All
outside.
clear.
Got to stick in his path. There we go. I think we're going to get it. Yes, we're going to take 24th. Completely meaningless, but we
We'll
got
get
it.
it next time.
So, 24th position. That was the thing that happened. Eric Jones is the final car. Kyle Busch took the victory. And there is a look at the rest of the field. Let's take a look at the point standings, or actually money. How many times have I played this game and I still can't remember when things are ordered? We did actually get some secondary sponsorship money because I picked the 25th, the last possible place we could have gone. So we got some money, $250,000. That's nothing to scoff at. Most people could buy a house for that. But here we go, 15th overall in the standings, but obviously fourth in the chase. Easy for me to say. I almost completely lost my lunch for some reason there. New Hampshire makes me sick. So from New Hampshire, we move on to my home track, Indianapolis. I'm hoping to do really well there. I'd love to take a win in the Brickyard. Obviously, one of my favorite tracks, well, easily one of my favorite track. Love Indy, and hopefully we will be able to pull off a miracle upset victory there, and I can win at my home track. So, hope to see you there. Be sure to subscribe for more NASCAR content. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been David Land on YouTube, and we'll see you in the next video.